They call it music. 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 They call it.
Welcome to another special edition of the thing called Double Rock. We alive and center. Here the rock, your skull wide open, I'd go further.
Everything good to know.
Wait, so they just check stock dog. Why you wearing orange shade today, boy? You ain't supposed to look alike, man.
Big man, we never coordinate what shit we wear.
Man, that's right. Man, so you're supposed to think guys gonna wear orange shade today, daddy. We supposed to have little colors on the show now. We look like we judgment like one. We look like colors, but
that's
all
right.
When colors used to bring one color.
I missed that shit. I missed that.
You look like colors today, boy.
I missed that. I missed the colors. One
color.
Yeah, that was an era in Junkanoo, right? I distinguished them from everybody else. You know that.
Yourself colors, but come with one color.
One color. They never come with one color. They come with purple and some lavender.
Don't mind me getting off, man.
You still use lavender paper?
Niggas swear too fast, man.
That's the prettiest color in Junkanoo. Anyway. Welcome to another edition of Double Lock
okay,
Talk
Classic.
Man, big man.
Everything going on.
My era was in the 90s, 80s, going into the 90s. So lavender paper. You know, peacock was the order of the day. You know, peacock in an happening.
You're on the thing.
These things were used to be to get a phone thing anyway. Move right along.
Soldier man. Anyway, start run the show, but before we go and get sidetracked early.
You let the people know who our show is brought to you by, and then I can introduce the guests and we go from there. How about that?
But you late, but you know we don't start but the show. You skip it.
We ain't got no news. We have no news.
Actually, we have no news. I just can't say, boy, what you been doing? No research this weekend.
No research.
Hey, Soldier man, you falling down on the job, no news.
Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do the news at the end of the show. Let's introduce our guests and we find the news.
Anyway, today we are here and we're proudly sponsored by Gas Up at Friends of Gus, where every day is Friday except Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. No, my bad. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I want to see that get a little boy. Yeah, boy. We're also sponsored by Party Crashers, so the best drinks in the world. If you want to get some of them drinks for your any event, birthday parties, wedding receptions, even if you're having a divorce party, we can line the thing up too.
That's the best one.
You know how the thing go. We can get you lined up proper. You forget everything happened. You know what I mean? You get a Facebook page, Party Crashers 242. Same thing with Gas Up. Gas Up get a page at Gas Up on Gas Up, just Gas Up on Facebook. You can see the gas junk. You know how the thing go. We also sponsored by
Netty Productions. That's our producer.
You know, if you need drone shots, little commercials, the whole nine.
Everything you need.
Yes.
Live Junkanoo. This is the guy who brings us live Junkanoo.
Live screaming.
Support the man.
And
Bakanoo. That's my new little baby.
That's the latest version of Junkanoo Paparazzi.
The newest version, yeah.
Still work
in progress. Yeah, so bakanoo.com.
Yeah,
and today we have, I don't know if I should introduce you guys. Yeah, I can introduce you guys. We have the representatives from Genesis. You know how long we've been trying to get Genesis on the show?
Well, you saw them on they lucky they on the show today, but you cancel their request, but we done ask them to come on here for 10 times.
That's persistence, you know. That's persistence.
You know how the thing
So,
go.
without further ado, we'd like to let these guys introduce themselves.
You know how the thing go.
Owen Stubbs, Big O. Nathan Taylor,
Nathan.
a.k.a. Boss Man.
Boss man.
Come on, run the thing.
And you know why I introduced y'all? I can be honest. Nathan, I didn't know your name, so that's why you guys had to bypass that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's fine.
So, your man,
Big man.
Hey, you gotta, wait, when you hosting a show, boy, you gotta get your little background information together.
We was talking so much other things off
Yeah.
here. Listen to me.
Well, you can mind you go to court and your lawyer don't know your name, boss, and he represent you, boss. Go
All
on
you
to
gotta do
jail,
is just-
boss.
That's
One
the problem.
shot.
That's the problem.
One shot.
But here's the thing with me. I'm such a disadvantage in Junkanoo, in the Junkanoo world, that everybody say, "Hey, Papa, hey, what's happening?"
Just like,
I don't know your name, brother. I don't know most people in
just about
Junkanoo.
2 hours ago, I was in the Ford store, and the guy say, "Hey, help me." I said, "Hey, man." And I started to walk.
Were you wearing that shirt?
No.
Okay.
And I started to walk off. Dude said, "You ever thought about getting on radio, live radio?" I said, "No, boy. Radio censors our conversation, boss. We ain't want no censor." Dude said, "Man, I understand." I think good.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, we had some other conversation, but they can't discuss that right now.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, without further ado, we are here with the Genesis Warhawks representative. Well,
They bring the war drinks, though.
It didn't start out that way originally, but tell people a little bit about yourself. I mean, who you are, how you got involved with Junkanoo, how did you get to Genesis? We want to hear a story from start to Genesis.
From start.
Start. You know you start early.
Yeah, man.
Come from good start.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we heard.
Well, I got my start in the Saxons. The year was 1984. Yeah, we had invasion of arthropods. Yeah, that was my first morning. I couldn't duck it. You know, my dad, Danny Stubbs, is one of the founding members of the Saxons. And my mom, Linda Stubbs, is a long-serving member of the Saxons as well. You know, she did her 40-something plus years as one of the best female bellers in the country. But I started in 1984, and I stayed with the Saxons until 1993. And they had to split and went to one family. At the time, I was, a minor. At that point, I really didn't want to leave the Saxons, to be very, very, very honest here. I really didn't want to leave the Saxons, but, I was living with mom, and I had to move when she moved, and I'll tell you, my time in one family was a good time I spent in one family. Met some nice people, built some relationships with some people, lifelong relationships and bonds. Went there in '93 and I stayed there until New Year's Boxing Day 1996. Yeah, that was my last stint in one family, and from then I went to the Saxons, stayed with the Saxons from 97, and left in 2013. I think.
Yeah, 2013.
Oh, that's 2014.
I think it's 14.
Yeah, 2013 was my last lap. New Year's 2013. So that was after the heels of the win, the Pharaohs, Egypt, and from that point on, the next year it was Genesis. Junkanoo organization to present. Yeah.
All right. Well, me and Owen, our paths are very similar in Junkanoo life. All right. I was introduced to Junkanoo by my two uncles. They were with the Saxons also, and it was in the early '80s, like around the same year as Owen. And at that particular time, I did a few years with Most Qualified, all right, because my cousin, his dad, used to rush with Most Qualified at that time. So I did like 1 or 2 years with Most Qualified, and then, I did some years with the Saxons. Until, like Owen said, like the same dates when one family started, we also went with one family, right, because our... Same thing, we rolling with our uncles. So when they move, you gotta move, because
similar to when the Shaq move.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody more.
So everybody moved. So we was with one family for like about 4 or 5 years, and it was my brother and I, which is Corey Taylor, who was the vice chairman of Genesis at this time.
Coalition, brother?
Yeah.
I can see the resemblance, but I didn't know that until just now, you know.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
All right.
Okay. That explains a lot.
All right, and then we went back to Saxon like in 96, 97,
Around the same time.
around the same time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Trust me, our Junkanoo parts like follow like the same
It's just like parallel.
the same way.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and then after Saxons, then it was Genesis to present.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Wow. It's I can't help but say wow, because I mean, just how you guys, I mean, basically moved around the same time. We coined the theme, what was it, Junkanoo drafting.
Yeah.
Junkanoo draft. We gotta change that, but it ain't really a Junkanoo draft. It's more like
It's shifting.
it's more like free agency in Junkanoo.
It's a movement.
This is a free movement of people. I mean, a draft is when someone pick you up from
It's
a minor league into that.
It's more like a business study, man. Get
But
yourself
it
together,
is what it
man.
is. It is what it is.
You get a job offering you a better judgment, a little better. Why you put it?
A better offer.
Yeah, give you a better offer. You get a better bid. Yeah. One
So
time.
I can't agree with that.
Huh?
I can't agree with that.
You gonna agree with that?
No, not 100%. Yeah, but in some circles, depending on what you do.
Yeah, but I mean, out of the.
You see?
I nearly call
Nah.
it doing jabronius and things that he. But that's what it is. The little jabronius, them was just be moving. Just for moving sake, you know what I mean? But then, like, I talk about the business people who's move when the Bob move. People who's build, judgment, who's contract, plain and simple, who's contract.
But you only get a handful of them.
But it ain't just a handful.
No?
It
Right.
sound like a handful until you see everybody getting a little thing. You know what I mean? It'll be bigger than a handful.
You
But
guys,
that's what it is.
You guys agree that Junkanoo is now, I mean, it's always in my eyes, it's always been a business. Would you agree that now Junkanoo is more of a business now than beforehand, you know, in terms of, like we say, the free movement of people, in terms of brass members, choreograph members, any member of the group? I mean, there's no restriction to say, okay, I rush for Genesis today, I want to rush for Music Makers tomorrow. There's nothing to say, well, I can do that, or I can't do that.
Yeah.
There's no swapping. It's not like soccer where you swap talent for money or you swap talent for
Talent.
some kind of compensation.
Right.
Right. It's nothing like that. It's just like, okay, one day I wake up, okay, I ain't for that no more. It's time for me to move on. That's been happening from time immemorial.
It has not been happening at the scale as it's happening right now.
So are we really
Not
saying,
at all.
are we at the point now where people are actually recruiting people from groups?
That's where we're at. To cut a long story short, that's why the drafting doesn't really sit well with me, by definition, because it's not like we're developing brand new people off of the street to build something new. We building off of other people's organizations and groups. We just basically taking their members
Yeah.
and
Putting them in your shirt.
and you know, and bringing them into our organization. Not saying Genesis, but I'm just saying
In
the actual
general,
in
general
general.
speaking,
You know, so
yeah.
it's just shifting the people from one year to the next. So I mean, to me, that kind of doesn't bode well for the actual growth of Junkanoo. You understand what I'm saying? Because you get a false reality of what a group was able to develop over a course of time. You know, like say for instance, we know Paparazzi's a good pacer, we know Danny's a good pacer, whatever. We got Silence over there could blow horn. He been blowing on 15 years. Okay, we got him. We know what we bringing to our fold. We didn't help to develop that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We inherited that talent that came from someplace else.
Right.
But to me, right now, what's most important is what you developing in your home, in your house, what you build from scratch. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So,
And for Genesis, that seems to be your focus to try develop new talent as opposed to try bringing talent from other entities.
yeah. Now, let me tell you something. The talent from other entities to help you in your journey and building what you want to be successful in the future it could be a good thing. But at the same time, we're in a situation in our organization because we're not the household name like the Saxons
Yeah.
and the Valley Boys,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the case may be. You know, people just rush with these brothers off air
Right.
because, you know, they already have their legacy. You understand what I'm saying? A legacy that you ain't necessarily help to contribute to build. You ain't gonna ride that. So for us, like Genesis and one family at a certain point in time.
You can't come put one
No,
family
no, but
anymore.
no more. But there
Before
was a
you
time. See,
yes,
I could talk
yes.
about that because
You were part of it.
in recent time, you see what I'm saying? There were not many groups that came from scratch to build to what they are today. For a lot of people in our age bracket to remember.
Okay, in recent time it'll be for me. It'll be Roots,
Mm-hmm.
One family.
One Family,
Mhm.
Prodigal Sons to a certain degree,
Genesis.
Right.
Genesis.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Even Colors. Colors came from.
I mean, you could go and
Well,
throw them in the
colors
category
come from
too.
what? Roots, eh?
Roots, yeah,
yeah,
Roots.
They were born from Roots.
But colors, I don't know. I can't speak to that.
I mean,
I
that's
honestly
fine.
can't
That's
speak
fine.
to
That's
that.
fine. We are saying.
Maybe
we are
because
saying
we-
how the spin-off.
yeah.
We were talking about the spin-off aspect from another group. With most new groups, you always have growing pains, and you always have this. It appears to be this invisible hump where you find some level of success, and then when you get that level of success, like everything just blows up. It's just like I don't know how to describe it. It's like everything just goes haywire. I mean, you guys recently
Hey.
have going through a transition yourself.
Hey, that's called life.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course it's called life, but I mean,
Right, man.
you guys,
When you
it seems like it's like when you get a level of success, it's like there's always a level of distraction or something else. That's just growing pains to get
Yeah,
to the
that's
level for the next
exactly
level.
what it is, growing
Shedding
pains.
the skin for the next level.
That's
Right.
life.
For instance, you guys won best music
Right. Boxing Day.
on Boxing Day, and it's like you almost lost like 25% of your group.
No, man.
No,
Hey,
No.
If you win the
no.
lottery, if you win the lottery today, what not happen tomorrow?
Everybody coming to see you, boss.
Wow.
So
Then, but then you have some problems though.
always.
And how much of your friends you're gonna lose? Okay, like prime
Right,
example, right? I was watching a sports show just last week Friday, right? And a former NBA star, right? And as he said, look, when you get your first contract, all right, and you make that money, all your friends, everybody around you, like yeah, they got their hands out, all right, and you know, well, you owe me or whatever the case may be,
Right?
right?
You get to where you are.
Right? And so the comparison, like similar to what you were saying, right? Look, like when you have some success, you're gonna have some things. But as far as like how you said, well, probably like about 25%. No, that's not true, right? I mean, however, we had some persons that left the organization for whatever reasons they might have left. We don't know. You know, nowadays, like how you talk about this free movement of people, an enterprise, right? It isn't like back in the day, or even with certain groups, right? You would have written a letter, right, to give common courtesy to say, here is why I am leaving or going somewhere else, right? In this modern Junkanoo that we have, right? These people don't operate like that, all right? They just jump.
No show tomorrow.
And prime example,
Don't
right?
show up, man.
Like
You
just
got on
like
the next
with
group shade tomorrow.
hold on, hey. But
No,
one
tonight.
thing that I've noticed from last year, and it even became more prevalent this year, right? Everybody standing up and posing for a picture in a Facebook shot. Okay, like this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Similar to the LeBron James effect when he first left Cleveland,
Gotta go to Miami.
taking my talents here, whatever the case may be, right? And then you see you on TV or somewhere else, right? But even through all of this, you know, and in Junkanoo, it teaches you a lot of things for your like personal life and professional life, right? And in certain ways, you know what I mean? I mean, you should do things because similar to you, I feel the same way. Junkanoo is a free enterprise, is what I call it. You know what I mean? And people, you know, they migrate how they want to migrate. Nothing you can do for that. All right? But at the end of the day, like O said, all right, you build relationships with people, just like with one family. I've built some relationships when I was with them when I was a teenager that I still hold to today. And I could still call these people and be like, look here, can you assist me with this A, B, C, D, E, F, G? And it's done. All right? And I think for some of the younger persons, and even not so younger persons, you know, they need to understand that, like, here, you know, you're dealing with people and the human, the element. And at the end of the day, it's life beyond cardboard and crepe paper. And one day, 2 days on Bay Street, and you go home and you're dead tired, and half of them broke after that. You know what I mean? And the rent man knocking on your door January 2nd.
And the wife mad because you ain't buy no gifts.
Right.
And the same,
Wait, you
this goes on.
forget Christmas.
Yeah.
What that
Wait,
is?
what's that?
What?
But Junkanoo, we don't know that. We make up for that in the new year. It's amazing. I mean, because we've had guests from every group, every stratosphere, Junkanoo, and it all boils down to the same thing. It's on passion. You know what I mean? Where would you guys? I want to applaud Genesis right now for a lot of initiatives you've been doing. You did
The literacy
literacy
program.
program. It was
You got a whole
get a whole
slew of things that we dealing
and
with.
there's another program I really liked you did a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the
Camp.
Camp
One
in the
day
park.
Camp culture.
Camp Road,
A lot of
yeah.
people were asking why did you guys choose Camp Road for your camp culture?
Well,
we have
Probably
our biggest shock is in the Camp Road area.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
We have a lot of.
but y'all trying to take fancy dances out there.
No man, we ain't
No,
trying.
No, why I'm getting off,
But,
man.
hey,
I had to just try to
I'll tell you this. The one thing I could say,
Uh-huh.
without a shadow of a doubt, Genesis is not the type of group to go out there and
Yeah.
solicit members from other people's group.
Yeah.
We don't move like that. You understand what I'm saying? We put what we dealing with before you,
Yeah.
and you make a decision as to what you
What
want
you
to
wanna
do.
do.
If you want to go elsewhere, Russian and Bay Street, them two mornings, that's what you dealing with. That's good. That's what you dealing with. But we on a different move right now. You see what I'm saying? Junkanoo for us is the culmination of everything that we do all year. Because Genesis moving straight through. You know, you understand? You could look at what we doing on social media. If you keep track, we stay busy.
Right.
We busy right now.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we just put the avenue out there for people who want to be a part of this thing.
Yeah.
You will come to the front door, because it wasn't no front door.
Yeah, exactly.
If I didn't know someone who was in Junkanoo, or my auntie, uncle,
You'll
whatever, I'd never be in Junkanoo. Now, I just be interested in Junkanoo. I go online, genesis.junkanoo.com, and I in. You understand what I'm saying?
And that
that's right there.
That's one of the components we spoke about many times on the show, how Genesis have used technology to move forward.
Forward, yeah.
I mean, when you start off, you have the ability to do these type of things. I mean,
Yeah.
with an older group, half of the members will tell you, boss, I don't use them things, and give you every excuse in the book.
Yeah.
What I love about your particular organization is that you did the online recruitment, you constantly having your own fundraisers. It's like, and what another thing that freaked me out with Genesis is who got more sponsors in Genesis? And they think I'm fun. Look here.
Hey, they get to the bottom of the flyer, people that look like one of them judgment
Party-
one of them
party
party flyer. They get about 40 sponsors underneath.
I'm so proud of these guys
You know?
for doing that. It shows them and it shows all of Junkanoo what we can do. You don't need no one mega sponsor.
You know what that remind me of? That remind me how Gas Cooper used to operate when I see they fly out. Gas Cooper used to say, boss, hey man, you might not have much money, but a bucket of paint will do just good.
Exactly.
So a dude will come to the shop and say, but he can't sponsor no $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. He say, man, I'll go by JVR, I'll go by so place, pay for one judgment, take them there for the Valley Boys and leave it, then we'll pick it up.
Exactly.
And you know how a dude feel he can go buy, he spent $100 and something buy a 5 gallon of paint by any contribute to a group he like. He ain't no major sponsor, but that same little one bucket of paint
They go a long way. Go a long way.
Yeah, long way, boss.
And that's exactly how things are with us.
You
See, you can't, in these tough economic times, you're looking for that big $100,000, $200,000 buy. That ain't happening.
People looking for value for their money.
Exactly.
They're looking for return investment.
Exactly.
But I touched on that for a reason. I mean, we touched on several groups that are having financial difficulties getting to Bay Street, i.e. the music makers and Prodigal Sons. But what kills me is the fact that these particular groups ain't even trying to have a little social.
No,
do
see,
something
no.
themselves,
The
though.
thing about it is, right, and this is something that we in Genesis was hoping that a lot of groups catch on to in the near future. Because we ain't trying to hold it to ourselves. We realize that the people who have money in this country, who can make a difference in these Junkanoo groups, they have budgets for philanthropy work, community outreach programs, or whatever the case might be.
So you just
You know what I
tap
mean?
into them.
You tap into
But
that.
there's a way in which you got to tap
Yeah.
in,
Tap
though.
into, yeah.
You first got to be structured.
Exactly.
And you got to be structured in the
Exactly.
right way before you even approach
Approach them.
these types of persons on the level in C2.
Yeah.
And even within the Junkanoo community, right? We could do more to even help support like one another too. All right?
Yep.
You know, see everybody, they caught up in this tribalism thing and I ain't really supporting them and what's not and all these other garbage, right?
Foolishness.
But at the end of the day, it's us who keeping this culture alive. And when I say us, I'm talking about the whole Junkanoo community at the end of the day. When a person dies, everybody comes together and they unite, right? So we need to use that same formula, right? So let's just say, all right, if this group having a boat cruise, this group having a stakeout, if this group having a so-so, all right?
Support everything.
Go out and support, because at the end of the day, it takes a lot of money and a lot of resources to get the Bay Street.
But it's all the man.
Tell
That's
you.
the first thing I look for when I go to any fair. Anywhere I go, I look for my Junkanoo people first. But
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
I can support every one of them.
It's a fraternity.
You know what I mean? But when I go certain places, that's your name, I can contribute to it. Sky Juice over, I can sponsor.
Exactly.
them with Sky
That's the
Juice.
way it should be.
You know what I mean? When I go places, I go looking for certain people. Then if I ain't see them, then I move down the line. But that's what I can do.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Until we learn to support each other. Like I said, me and Papa been fighting over this. We supposed to put together this
Junkanoo directory.
Junkanoo directory a little while because we need to start supporting a lot of people in Junkanoo's house. I mean,
Business or influences
business,
and businesses.
influences, all kind of things, and specialized in certain things that you need. Rather
Exactly.
than you got to be beating yourself around the bush, but look here, boy. I can call Papa around now. Papa's do construction, or, you know. We need one little piece put on our shack, but we need one little contractor to deal with that. We call Papa. You see what I saying? And if we have this Junkanoo directory, and you go on there, you can find all your Junkanoo business in there, man.
But just to tap onto that, when you register for our group, right, there's a field in there where you put that information in. You keep all that stuff as a database.
So when we need
So
this,
when we need certain things, we know, oh man, look here, your boys do plumbing, your boys do electrical
Call it
work.
right now.
Before we go outside the organization, we deal with
Call
our
it.
people first.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
that makes sense.
And-
Because he
and-
contributing to the group.
Exactly.
So
And
you got a judgment.
if other groups could be on board and organize themselves and know their members,
Yeah.
then we'll have this huge Junkanoo direction that we can push to you all.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, in time.
It's a work in progress. I mean, even the way how Genesis attracts new members by the online. Every other group, you gotta, like you said, you
Show
gotta
the
know somebody,
practice,
show
know
the
somebody.
practice, or knock on somebody's shack and say, look here, I'm interested in Junkanoo.
No.
And first thing they gonna ask you is,
either.
what do you do?
Or either you got to pay an exorbitant amount of money, right? Because I was speaking to a lady about 2 weeks ago, right? She rushed with a particular group last year, Boxing Day. The amount of money she told me that she had spent on a jumper costume, I look at her, I say, boy, they take you for a ride because they know you was a newbie. And she didn't know no better, right? And even with that too, right? See, with stuff like that, we running people away from the culture, first timers,
Yeah.
when you got to come into the game, and because you want to go down with one of the quote unquote big boys, and they slap you with that bill. And that's what caused a lot of people be one and done. Just like college ball,
Yeah.
they one and done. Because they can say, well, like, yeah, next Christmas, but I ain't got that kind of money to spend on that. So guess what? I can go catch me one trip for that amount of money.
And that's a disheartening thing because we
Yeah.
lose someone who have that interest.
Yes, yeah.
Just for one bad experience of
That's one bad
that.
experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And on the flip side, I mean, you got this next the Haman event that's sort of become a part of our culture. A lot of people always read me and say, well, how does it become a part of our culture? If you do it long enough,
Yeah.
it will become part of your culture.
Carnival,
And
right?
carnival.
Yeah. But
Where you just basically put your money up and you
Show up, show up. Put
for a
up
lot,
and show up.
And for a lot of
Yeah.
Junkanooers for a long period of time, that's just how Junkanoo was for them.
yeah.
Because you just basically say, okay, I's a good drummer or I's a good
I
horn
saw
blower.
or
And
those
because the
things.
group knows you're exceptional in certain areas.
They make sure that you get the bait.
Exactly.
but
but
it's
the flip side is you can't do nothing for yourself.
Yeah.
But it's a different dynamic with carnival. Carnival groups are run by businesses. They set up their business first.
Yeah.
Junkanoo ain't like that. We trying to do that now.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up.
We trying to catch up. You see what I'm saying? And Junkanoo is built on the backs of people who dedicate their entire life and that's what they love and are going to love.
That's what the love
You see what I'm
was.
saying? The people talking about ain't no more love in Junkanoo, but if ain't no more love in Junkanoo, but
Ain't
we know
nobody else can pay no
Junkanoo.
Junkanoo was.
Because you can never pay me enough to do Junkanoo.
You was a neighbor in the band, you're a double rock.
Exactly. Because I ain't getting paid to do Junkanoo. I've been in Junkanoo all my life. And you can't never pay me to do Junkanoo because it ain't about the money for me.
What if, I mean, we've spoken many times on the show about compensating people. We can now pay you for Junkanoo, for the time, for strip show,
No,
whatever the case may be.
but if
we could say, okay, here's a token to
Yeah.
help alleviate with your
yeah,
decorations.
yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Yeah, that's what Genesis is
we have in our organization. When you become a member, there's a registration fee. That ain't no secret to number. All right. You get your shirt, your whistle. Because a lot of people who come in through our front door, they ain't never had no experience with Junkanoo. They ain't even have these things, right? Go get these things from. I want my shirt, I want my whistle, I want my book to know what's going on in this group or whatever.
Yeah.
Those things cost money, whatever the case may be. And that right there is just a token to say, look here, I'm buying into this vision for what you're dealing with. And I'm serious. I could go someplace to someone party and eat and drink for free and then leave and don't feel no type of way. But if I pay in to get in, I have a vested interest in what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the commitment. And we pay our dues, our members. They give you our packages together. You pay your dues. You ain't got to worry about finding no decoration money for to go to Bay. You don't got to worry about who billing your costume and all these type of things. Yeah. You don't got to worry where your shirts and stuff coming from for the street parades. Because you know what? You're already taken care of because you're paying your dues. You see what I'm saying?
How much are the dues for Genesis?
50.
No. The registration fee is $50 a one time.
All right.
But we pay $60 a year for dues. But we sometimes, you know, in this economic climate, we ain't asking people to kill it. We ain't asking to come up all at one time. You know, some people pay within something this week. And by the time it's the end of the year or time to go to bed, you're straight.
$60.
You see what I'm saying? But at $60,
$60 saying nothing.
$60 to get all your feathers and stuff to go to Bay Street.
I gotta pay $60.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing. You know, I remember when a particular group that I used to be affiliated with tried to put this type of system in place. They got resistance from the old guard, the new guard, the medium guard, everybody find an excuse.
Oh boy, you
The
gonna
moon.
charge me
You
no
charge,
so
you know who I is, you know
much,
who I am, this group.
But they don't
No,
see
but
the bigger
but
picture.
that puts a lot of strain on your organization to find all this money to get the group to Bay Street and
Yep.
fund all these other little things.
Yep.
You see
But
what
they
I'm
don't see
saying?
it like that. All they worry about is how long they been here, and how long they rushing, and they didn't contribute.
And what
They
they
told
put
you,
into
man, if everybody to sing the same way, you'd have never come this far. You know what I mean? You'd have never come this far.
But
because you know how much people put in their own hard-earned money to get this thing going, and you talking about you don't want to spend on a little site, a little
A contribution for something that's going to benefit you in the long run.
You know what I mean? That is mind-boggling to me, man. When people don't even know, put right one little $10. If somebody actually say, look here, man, put $10, they don't even know pay for the events they own group having.
No.
You know who I
But
am?
so, man, you want your group to succeed. In order for your group to succeed, you need a little pop.
Hold on.
But
Go. Let me show you something.
Go ahead.
I had a little row. You know, a little Junkanoo row with some brothers the other day. Right?
A conversation.
Now, before now, I was never privy to how much it really costs to get a group to Bay Street.
Yeah.
I know just to get to, I didn't mean to get to Bay Street to compete.
Yeah.
Man, you looking at easy $300,000.
Easy.
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 Right?
That's basic.
And that's on the
Right?
easy side.
That's basic.
And then the sponsor coming to you and you're doing your big press conference. Thank God for your money. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. The help goes a long way. But look here, we still gotta give you $50,000. You still gotta go find $350,000 more. And the brothers round because we ain't started yet. Where the rods, where the papers, where these things supposed to come from?
The drop of the sky, boss. Drop of the sky. When you got to put in your money, when you got to put in for your order for paper so to reach in time for wait on there, so you know your bob then absorb. You know what I mean?
It's tough. It's tough.
A lot of people is talk Junkanoo, but don't know the economics of Junkanoo.
no.
You see, and that's what we got to guess. We got to have a real show just on economics, you know, boss. finances and everything in Junkanoo.
Right
Because a
after-
lot of people,
Right after our section on cowbelling.
a lot of people don't understand the cost of Junkanoo.
Owen,
Yes, sir.
tell them the cost of a pair of brand new cowbells right now.
Well,
Today.
well, for me right now, I ring the bucket bell. Yeah, I came off the treble bells a couple of years ago. And right now, a pair of bell running me $375, $400 a time.
Shit, I said,
And I need about-
break up on
And I need it.
Yeah.
Exactly, need about 2 a
Question.
season.
2 a season.
At least 2.
2.
That's after you don't get the one patch up all year.
You don't get all
And,
kind of bell, man.
and you don't go to bed with a fresh boys.
So let me ask you a question. So you would practice with a pair of bells and you get a fresh boy for the parade. But don't you have to break your bells in terms of...
Yeah, you catch the last 2 or 3 practice with your
It
brother.
don't feel right. That's the ones who practices to make sure she's
No,
right.
it ain't, Papa, it ain't that bad.
I have to ask.
It
I
ain't
don't know.
that
I never break bells before in my life.
If you was a strong bella, by the time it's October, November, you in shape.
Yeah.
You know, you putting that real power behind them bells. So 2 or 3 practice, you'll be right in it.
Okay.
The brand new pair of bells.
The difference between treble bells and bucket bells.
It's
More
just-
effort, less effort. Sound, I don't like bucket bells for sound. Look.
No,
be honest.
it depends. It's more of a crescendo or sound when they come together.
Okay, it's a marriage.
It's a marriage, you know what I mean? Just like you have your sousaphone, your baritone, and everything, and they playing by themselves, the Susie line, they say, but something missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the other horns start coming in and say, oh yeah, now I understand what's going on.
I've even seen some mid-range bells with like a big thick tongue inside them.
It's a hammer tongue.
So it's like a treble and it's like a baby in between a treble and a
See, that hammer tongue gives you like an anchoring sound.
What type-
So
what type of
that
sound?
treble is give you like a really high pitch.
Right.
See that bass bell mixed with them trebles give you a full sound. You ever when a train coming, you get that chukka 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 chukka. You see what I'm saying? You get that full sound, man. You can't be all treble, man.
Hey, no more.
No more.
So we got tonka lockers, conga lockers, and punka lockers inside y'all.
All kind of lockers.
All kind of lockers. Your thoughts?
But on the Tungalakas, or what? Or just in general?
Yeah, your thoughts.
At first, when they initially came in Junkanoo, you know, I was out to the jury on it, all right? Then, I'm over the past few years, the persons who playing them, they became more advanced and playing more patterns and rhythms.
Yeah.
That definitely made it more appeasing to the ear, and it blended with the back line better than when it first came into existence. When it first came into existence, everybody just beating their own foolishness. You know what I mean?
We now have scrapers, tonka lockers, cymbals. These, you can say these 3 instruments have come into play in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Like cymbals always kind of been in and out, in and out, in
Depending
and
on
out.
what you need.
But
Yeah.
now
You
it
got special,
kind of,
right.
they kind of like
Get a
stabilized
fresh up.
itself now. Yeah.
Well, for me, when they first came to Junkanoo, I didn't like them at all. You know, as a bell.
Like most new things in life.
You know, the reason why, right? And since then, my perspective has changed on them. As a bella, when I listen to Junkanoo come in, the bells brought that. You hear that break in the music, but the scrapers came in and they muddied that right up. You see what I'm saying? So they kind of cancel us right out.
also evolved over
Yeah, they evolved. They've gotten better.
Rhythms and they have their
You know?
own.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't.
I have the scrapers now too.
Yeah.
I didn't respect the scraping and Donkalaka when they came in. Because I thought it was okay, I can't really ring that good and they can't really beat. I need to get on this line. I need to get in front.
But you
know what I mean? So
you don't be 100% wrong.
yeah, but since they clean it up, they
Yeah.
got their partners and stuff together. Brothers really perfecting the craft.
Yeah.
You know, just like anything else. BM is really, people in general, we don't accept change easy like that.
Easily, no.
You know what I mean? But it's balance at the end of the day. You can't have too much of everything. That's the key to them.
So, to my next point now. Jennifer versus gray paper.
That's a great paper, man.
Gray paper, any day.
Nah, I use my little glitter foam every once in a while.
Performance and enhancement.
Don't tell me the other day.
Mm.
Don't tell me pacing is modern day slavery.
No. See,
Man, listen to me, man. That's what don't tell me. Don't look at me calling now. Don't tell me pacing is modern day slavery.
let me show you
Just say,
something.
well, they have to sit down for hours
But check the
He scratched my head, but he
check the
told you
fellas.
what.
If you look at some of the best pacers in Junkanoo right
Yeah.
now, right? Who have been pacing for many, many years. Watch these brothers when they do other tasks in life. See, pacing to teach you that discipline.
That's discipline.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's what it
That's
is.
what's missing in society.
And you respect.
And you wondering why all these groups falling apart.
You respect what you doing and what in front of you more, and you got to put that effort into it.
And you appreciate
Yeah,
what
man.
you do, boy.
Ain't nobody else who else is face?
I know
Who else in the world they fitting?
who else can rock? Who else can judge?
Strip for strip.
Wait, when you done stake all that time for your costume and just throw it on the side of the road, wait till this bug me, boy.
Man, I pacing that strip for strip. I trying to carry all at home.
You just, I mean, but you done spend all them months in the shack to get this costume together and leave just to Bay Street. Wait, I'd be like, wait, you all ain't serious, right? But I'm rushing so much years and I still get a piece home, boy, pieces home.
I understand.
No,
that.
but then-
Speaking of Genesis, what do you
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
what do you guys do with your pieces? I mean, majority of the groups, this is what happens. We rush down Bay Street, put them in a trailer or a container now, because everybody has a
Into the
container now,
shop.
which I love. Because
Yeah.
now we learned to stop leaving our
That's
products
it.
or our love or our product.
on
I
parade
guess they
road.
put
Yeah, just on the street. Yeah.
What do you guys normally do with your costumes? You know, normally, this is normally what happens to a costume on Bay Street after they finish with Russian. They'll
And the trailer.
They'll go from the trailer to the shack
Shack.
for 6 months,
Sit down one
sit down
corner
in storage,
until the season start
when
up.
the season start, maybe
And
one
they
of
can
things
say, wait,
happen. They
I
clean
need
the
one
shack,
frame.
or they
and then
strip
they
the
get
costumes
stripped.
down for materials, and they go on for the next season.
Now there's some pieces that
Or some pieces recycled.
that people would love to have. Small
okay.
things
Small
that you
pieces.
could sell at a place they could explain. Now, big time off the shoulder costumes is very hard to sell them because people don't have no place to store them.
Right.
So those pieces, like you said, rods and stuff expensive. Of course, you need them. You got to recycle
Recycle, yeah.
and use those materials over again. You know what I
That's
mean?
being environmentally friendly too.
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of recycling.
yeah, man. We got frames, lead costume frames, and off-the-shoulder frames, and step-down frames. All them things get used again, man.
That's all about it.
You see what I'm saying?
We had a museum, a Junkanoo museum, located at
Prince George Walk.
George Walk.
Yeah.
We don't have a museum anymore. We have 2 museums. Harley Nash Ferguson operates one.
Morales.
Operates the second.
Yeah.
There's been some talk from the Ministry of Culture about creating these shacks, which will be doubled as a museum. My whole thinking, and we've discussed this many times on the show, is in off season we can turn our shacks into museums. Well, in off season, and try to create revenue from that by getting tour drivers or taxi drivers to stop by our shacks. By that, we'll actually employ some of our members because we need someone to actually show people to tour around the place.
And then keep the
Your
place
thoughts?
clean up.
But that is something that we have on our agenda to do in our organization. The only challenge to that, like any other group, challenge is funding.
Funding.
You know what I mean? The cost to get the Bay Street and the cost to run all the community outreach programs is so high that you got to prioritize, especially when the time we're another new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This time to go to Bay now. You know what I mean?
And then too is a cost associated with that because then you're looking at staffing.
Light, full time, electricity.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Water, bathrooms got to be
then
ready.
too, and it's not so much just as okay, we got the costumes there, the people go and come in. You gotta have an activity
Yeah.
set up
Yeah.
for them to do.
Mhm.
You gotta have your whole thing plotted. Okay, like when you come here for this either 2-hour period or a 3-hour period, and this is what we gonna have you do. Besides, you looking at the costume, so it's
We gotta sit
a
and
bit
show
much
you
more.
that documentary on how these costumes put together.
Yeah.
Our history.
You got
as
a
a
history on
group.
Junkanoo, so you got a whole movie section going on, like when you go to any other major.
Yeah. And so my thing is, hold on, but that's before you go to that point. Now, from a national standpoint, I still believe that the government should grant us some space in the downtown area. I mean, I know it's pretty tight and tough down there to get that, but Junkanoo still needs a museum. Because the thing about it is, right, the lead pieces, we really lose a lot of lead costumes, I mean, like, not just Genesis, I'm talking in general.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody.
after the parade. And guess what? those pieces to me are comparable to when you watch the Rose Parade, Macy's State Parade.
All of this.
All right. So you know, you definitely need a space, like if not for the smaller costumes, but for those larger costumes, like what the museum was back in the day. But at a 21st century level, like how you say, you know what I mean? You got your IMAX therapies going on. You know, your virtual reality thing, like when you go to Disney. You know, like, you know, you're actually inside the parade.
You
so it's a lot of
actually
things.
Ringing a bell in the parade right there in the chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, so it's a lot of stuff
Crazy.
that need to be done. You know, but yeah,
Do you think we can get to that level in your lifetime, our lifetime?
I think it can be done. I think it can be done, but it's going to take the coming together of the minds, like people like us who's sitting here, to be able to come together and make it happen. All right?
Can't depend on nobody.
Yeah, no.
We depend on somebody, we be the same spot we is right now today.
We know that.
That's why Junkanoo, to me, I think, like I asked the chairman of the ACMA, you think Junkanoo where it needs to be right now? And the first thing he said, no, because of funding.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing.
I think for the, on top of the funding issue, I think Junkanoo is the way it is because, you know, the mindset, we so caught up on trying to get the upper hand on the next group
The mindset.
that sometimes behind the closed doors we try to do whatever it takes to destabilize and do what we gotta do to make sure my brand on top. Instead of we come together and do some things.
Brand.
That's it.
One brand.
And do some things.
See, a lot of people don't look at this as Junkanoo. A lot of people only look at this as their group. They don't look at the bigger picture. They only look at it as their group.
They don't consider
They don't
themselves a
consider.
Junkanoo.
No, they don't
consider
consider
themselves a Valley,
They
Genesis,
consider
Roots,
they
or one
just
family.
in that pocket. They're in a pocket. They're in a shell.
Yeah.
They consider themselves. They lock themselves in a shell. So when you start to talk the big issues about this, then they start like you say. Some people just
Shut down.
yeah, just shut down. Some people just there to cause distractions, plain and simple. They ain't there for progress at all.
Mm.
Some people just there for distraction. That's distract you from moving forward, plain and simple.
I
Yeah.
agree. Did
You
you
know?
guys visit the Gus Cooper exhibit at the National Gallery or the Jackson Burnside exhibit at the
Yeah,
National
it's gonna
Gallery?
require something.
Your thoughts on that? 'Cause I mean, I was blown away with the mere fact that Junkanoo and that type of environment was like, wow for me. As opposed to seeing it on Bay Street, to see it, polished floors, air conditioned environment, is, to me, I was like, this can work.
I've always thought that Junkanoo should have been displayed at that level for the amount of work and the skill that it takes to put those kind of costumes and stuff together. And that kind of, it makes me feel some type of way about some of the new, what you call it, styles, or like you say, your glitter foam and materials you use. Like for me, you do your art and craft project in school or whatever the case may be. That's what it reminds me of. But it takes a certain amount of skill to do some of that work, especially what we saw on display in those museums. You see what I'm saying? So if someone come to Bay Street and they present me with the glitter foam type concept versus someone who bringing me what I see on display in the museum, there's no time glitter foam beating that. I know what it takes to make this happen. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that's just my personal perspective on the whole thing.
But does society in the world respect the art and craft when we do strip to strip? That's the question.
Yeah, man, your people who come here from Trinidad and stuff
But
looking at our costume.
crazy.
Fellas say, what? You lay this on strip for strip?
Yeah, I don't come to the shock one time. When big time Carnival do this Bill Carnival costume one time, Mr. Kugaro brought him in the shop. And he's looking at his face and you can see his eye light up and he's like,
Yeah.
script for script?
Yeah.
All that a script for script? I do it freak right out. He couldn't believe it. He thought everything was just a big piece of paper you just stick on. When he see people put one script at a time, he look at that, he's mesmerized with what's going on. And there's those who making millions of dollars building big carnival type costume. And he just freak out because we laying the script for script paper.
See, the way we do things is so unique. That strip for strip. I know there'll be a time when people can, feel as though, or some people may feel as though, you know, they ain't waited the amount of
Look at
time.
that,
Some
tell me
people
the
have.
other day, boss.
Modernization
Basically,
slavery.
modern slavery. That's the dude tell me.
But
You know
but
what I mean?
on the flip side,
But
of
I ain't
modern-day
changed.
slavery,
I ain't changing my mind with pacing. No, I still pacing.
but then on the flip side of him saying modern day slavery,
Because when he tell me that I was in the middle of a project,
He was pacing.
remember our guest was on a few weeks ago, Water Pieces on?
yeah. You see what I
Let's
said?
just doing fine art.
Mhm.
I this producer, what's his name? Oh, Carlos.
Yeah, Ben.
Man, look here. When Carlos bought those pieces in there, it's like, wow.
Let me tell you something. I had a lot of opportunity to work with Carlos Bain, right? When we started off in Genesis, he was actually our design team chairman. And I had the opportunity to work with him, and the way he thinks about Junkanoo is different from the average person. Let me show you what this brother do.
He made on this. Hey, adjust me up.
We
He changed my mind.
we collect because how I came up in Junkanoo personally, and from the training that I got from my dad and the pace and the respect for laying that strip, make sure that clean, using your hard white, whatever the case may be, having your little water on the side to dip your brush. You know, a lot of the young people in Junkanoo ain't really had that opportunity
No.
to be trained like that.
No.
You see what I'm saying? But let me show you something about Carlos. There are times when we sit down looking at the costume and he say, you know to separate you from everybody else. The kind of things brothers can run away from, that's the things you used to do. I say, boy, if a brother can tell me, my brother, boy, I ain't doing all that work, but you think this is?
Exactly.
I ain't gonna do that just like
That's
that.
right.
Because guess what? When I do it like that and I achieve that, ain't no way you could be that. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, trust me, he's do a lot of work.
Like, trust me, buddy. I
Do a lot of work.
And like you say, I use think with Junkanoo, so that's a whole different. They don't think on Junkanoo as the average man.
No.
He just judgment. I tell you, he caused me change my mind. I used
Yeah,
to do
man,
project
this
when I was
out of this craft, we produce some great ones, you know.
Boy, crazy.
Some
boy.
great artists, boy. You know what I mean? Unsung heroes. Some brothers ain't really got the opportunity to reap the benefits
Yeah.
that they should have gone to their grave with all this talent.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
You know, and that's the next thing I'm gonna say. A lot of builders never like to teach people to teach the craft. A lot of builders never used to like to teach the craft.
I agree.
They would
disagree
want you.
with that.
They would want you help them, but they don't actually want
But
to teach you.
that's the apprentice phase there. By
No,
you helping
no,
them,
listen
you
to
will
me.
learn the craft.
You only doing certain thing, boss, and you
Yeah,
can come there for
but
3
then-
years.
Yeah.
And you come here, you come to wait for me for 3 years, and you do the same thing for 3 years. You think I achieving anything for the 3 years?
But you watching how he do other things though.
Yeah.
He's smart.
No, I mean
He
you.
telling you to do.
You might
wire,
watch.
wire, wire.
You might watch, but if he get you overload with what you doing right here, how you can be able to watch?
Let me show you something. That's
Trust me, if you
in
Yeah,
Hey, so
yeah.
hey, listen to me, boy. I work with Gus Cooper, boss, and I learn working with him. He tell me, Danny, I putting up this side, you can put up the next side.
They never do that for everybody though.
You see what I saying?
That's the point exactly.
but he had
So-
to build a confidence in you though.
Huh? Oh, well, boy, I
Yeah,
can't.
that.
Like, soldier man, hey, but from you tell me either I can go wrong and you correct me,
Right.
but I can't. He said, Danny, I can build
What
this
if you didn't
off.
go?
I can build this off, and you can build this off. So he'd frame out this off for the cost door. And I just was looking over there, and I trying to copy what's going on over there. And if it ain't right, he's come over there, pull that out a little bit, slip that in there, pull that, and he direct me. If I gang a little steady, till he get to a point now, he tell you, boss, that's yours.
But you need systems in place
You see?
to kind of make that happen
happen,
on
you
a
see?
wide scale. Because guess what? That's a good teacher right there.
You see?
You understand what I'm saying? He left that, and what he left with you, you know what he could take that from you?
Oh,
In my organization right now, and it's in an infant stage, but we have what we call a Teen Hawk program. All right. I was assigned a couple of young fellas under my wing when they came into Junkanoo, not knowing how to do nothing. Now I just get teased because some of the brothers, they say they dressing like me and doing certain things like me, but they look, but you set them down the pace, the fellas can flip. You know why? Because I ain't taking no foolishness. They ain't shortcutting around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we go to practice, I'm making sure you reach the practice on time, making sure your bells and everything in order, you see what I'm saying? And that's what we have to do as Junkanoo members, or Junkanoo people who have been in this game for a long period of time. We got to take someone up so that when we say, okay, we stepping aside, my contribution ain't lost.
Like I tell those, but I don't pace no more, boy. I just start pacing my little brother's pace now, boy. I bring him up to that point that he pace. So when I need something pace, he can do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's just a special project I want to do. I'll do it. But anything else, but you got to do that.
Let me tell you something.
But they train them. He sit down, he watch me pace, he pick up all the scrap papers and he watch me and he pace. And I tell him, boy, look at that, that's too much glue. That's glue. Tighten up the paper. And I pace him, all the scrap papers I drop, he picking up and he pace. So he pacing all multiple colors. But he learning the technique. As even though they different colors, he does. And like I say right now, he had a pace. You see what they saying? And he pick. But you know how much dudes in Junkanoo today, been in Junkanoo for 10 and 15 years, can't make a headband.
Watch that space.
Listen to me, can't make a headband, babe.
This is the era
This
of
the era.
everything being done for them.
Just the
microwave
Junkanoo
All you
now.
do is bring a strap to practice. Your
This
drums already
microwave
there by the
Junkanoo
fire.
now, boss.
Yeah.
You go to the shop,
You know,
collect, and roll out.
And get me there.
Ain't nobody.
It's
I
gone.
remember brothers used to walk with their drum on their shoulder.
No, it wasn't a truck to bring the
No
drums.
trucks.
Truck, but you gotta bring your
Bring one drum.
No storage space for your drum.
In fact,
Oh, yeah.
the Junkanoo groups, at that point in time, paparazzi, it wasn't no collective effort to go get a bunch of drums head.
No.
You gotta go
Get
find
drum is
your
your own
own, you gotta go get your own drum head.
Your drum is your baby. It don't belong to the group. The group now is to fund bells and drums and horns back in the day.
No.
Your instrument used to be your baby, and that's when you take care of your baby.
Exactly.
Treat it properly, boss.
And just like you said that, because you had to make that happen on your own, and you had to put your own investment in that, you take care of that. That's the same thing about your Junkanoo group.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You invest in your Junkanoo group, that's your baby, you can take care of that.
Yep.
But a lot of people that's in Junkanoo for the ride, boss. Listen to me for the ride. They just to say, I is the part of this, I associate with this group or that group.
I think a lot of
They
people
just on them. Just
Visionaries.
who would have thought from a group of young guys, 18, 15, it's like a business, but you know how much
You get
people
rules,
scared to
yeah,
open
man.
up. You know how much people scared to
You
open a
gotta jump.
business?
You gotta
Because
jump.
they're afraid to fail.
They're scared to fail. But you
They're
saw
afraid
them
to
on.
fail.
If you're afraid to
Failure is
fail,
experience, though.
boss,
Failure is
don't
experience. You ain't
try.
gonna make a mistake again.
So all
That's
it
like
is.
me. That guy Cooper put me to work, boss. If I scared and never just go on build, I didn't know where I'd be today. I'd probably been right there, come on every week and clean up the shack, sweep up the shack because, I mean, sweeping up the shack is a job, but I mean, I wouldn't have
That's a
learned
very
the
important
craft.
job, too.
I would never have learned the craft the way I know it today. You know, if I didn't judgment take the bulls by the horn and say, "Boy, let me ride with this." Like you say, at first you be a little timid. You be don't do that. You be like, think about it a couple of times.
Most fellas
You
ain't
tell
gonna
me,
do it.
you
Most
tell me
fellas
go
can't
do
do
this,
it.
I can't go
They ain't
do
gonna do
it.
it.
You tell me go do it, I can't do it. Nah, if I doing it wrong, then you there to correct me.
Let me tell you something. There was a story I watched. What is it, Iliad? That's what they call it with Achilles. But the story of Troy.
Oh.
I remember when the young fella was looking for Achilles when he had to go fight one of the big warriors from another country.
Yeah.
And the fella say, "Look here, Achilles, you got to wait. The king called for you. Say, he want you to come fight this brother." He say, "But I wouldn't want to fight him, but he's the biggest man I ever see." You know what Achilles tell him? "That's why nobody will ever remember your name.
Yeah.
You scared?
Yeah.
You gotta be able to step up to the challenges."
Yep.
And a lot of people in Junkanoo ain't willing to step out of that because they scared of the ridicule.
Yeah, man. I tell you, man, Bahamian people on the whole are scary.
Yeah.
We scared to protest because, boy, we link up with these people. If just want to see me, boy, I might get it. But by all costs, man, boy, if we can go protest, we can go do something, we go do it together. That mean all us gotta suffer, boy. See, that's where we just get sidetracked. Because only when we started all force gang, and when the time come, only 2 of us left and these 2 that skip out. So now, the dudes who we judgment protesting against get a little leverage on us because y'all 2 that pull out for me and them.
Exactly.
If all 4 of us was here, we do say, boy, I can't lose all 4 of them, but they valuable to this operation.
Exactly.
So he gotta compensate all 4 of us because, boy, look here, he can't lose none. But now we separate, we start the judgment, we break down, y'all 2 gone and me and him leave out. So me and him get left out and y'all still left. But the cause, y'all still ain't solved the problem y'all was fighting for because why? you all fall up.
Yeah.
That's just like blaming people in general, boss. That's what it's happening.
Oh, yeah.
And Junkanoo, same way.
Now, it's be hard, you know. Especially when you're dealing with people with different type of personalities and different viewpoints. The whole thing is, you got to find like-minded people
Yeah.
to move with.
Yeah.
And you can be tested. Trust me, some people coming by and they have all the nice talks, but ready, let's roll, boy, let's hit the road, man. Look here, by the time you ready to start, you gotta go looking for your boy.
Hey, man, let's
This thing when I do this, right?
The show is a prime example.
Real talk.
Hey,
Real talk.
you know, it's one of the hardest things that I've noticed so far. Trying to communicate your philosophy to other people, like O said, like-minded.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, all right, I see the philosophy, I see the vision, and that's what any group, you know. That's why I go back to what we say, the first part of the show. That's why you got so much movement.
Yeah.
Because people ain't buying into the philosophy of these groups, you know. People are buying into personalities.
Yes, that's it.
That's what Junkanoo is now, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's all the personality.
Liking
thing, you know,
man.
right?
Liking man. That's what Junkanoo about. Liking man.
Like, that's what the boy
You
learned to
want
right
move,
now.
push your boy move.
You know what I mean? It's all about the
You
personality.
gotta be real. Liking man. Because my Owen move, but I won't move with Owen, but that's my boy. But you won't know the reason why, because Owen moving. Owen might have a serious reason why he gotta move. But that's because Owen move, I can move. You know? Owen might have a valid point why he moving, but why you moving? He moving.
Yeah, that's my uncle used to tell me, they don't do what you see me do. Do
You
what I
know?
tell you do.
You see what I said?
You know what I mean? Because, let me tell you something. If you, just like in politics in Junkanoo, you see some of the people who run in different groups, you expect for them to be enemies. But
Yeah.
these brothers is boys, man. You understand what's going on?
That's what all of them used to hang out together, crack jokes, talk fool.
And
Boxing Day on
and-
New
and
Year's
you- and you-
morning.
and you
Boxing
fighting.
Day, New Year's morning, they shake on. They in competition mode, but after that, boss, they back to the way they used to be.
And
Same
you-
thing in politics,
and-
Perry.
And you mad for the rest
Yeah,
of the year.
and the line staff,
Right.
you all ready to
all
fight.
all ready to throw blows and things. And then while y'all throwing blows, those drinking champagne, eating. Boy, that was a good one, boy. Yeah, that's a good one you put out, boy. That's a nice team you had, you know. We can do that better than you all, you know. You know what I mean? But that's the conversation they having.
Yeah.
But that time you mad, boy, niggas rob us, boy, you know, we didn't look better than them, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
We saw your man jumping on, no. I tell niggas after January 1st, boy, don't come talk to me no jumping on, no, boy. Boy, jumping over, boy. Look here, boy. I trying to detox.
And to make matters worse is the mere fact that we arguing over no prize.
Petty tens.
No prize. You guys are like bragging rights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all basically is.
What you
Bragging
say?
rights.
$300,000-$400,000 to get the Bay Street. How much you win it? But 20-something.
$30,000, $40,000.
Yeah.
Can't even buy your first shipment of road, boss.
Nope.
No, I mean, my thing is, you know what, you ain't gonna ever be able to flat out pay a group.
Yeah,
Right?
I know that.
But I personally,
I would want you to come close.
hold
I
on.
want you to meet me in the middle,
right.
boss.
But me personally,
Yeah,
I would
close.
like to see that if one day, at a group who puts out an excellent presentation on Bay Street, and you can see the work, and they win the first prize, that at the end of the day, their prize money is enough to get them to Bay
For
the
the
next year.
following
Yeah. I leave.
That's it.
I just said leave even if half.
That's it.
That's
Even
ambitious.
But you
Just
ain't
all
even
the time.
getting a quarter, boy. You ain't even getting a quarter.
Speaking
What does it mean?
of economics of Junkanoo, this is a question we ask a lot, and so this is a biased Junkanoo, right? Split right down the middle. Bay Street. Do you think Bay Street is still a viable venue for Junkanoo, or do we need to now create our own venue, i.e., similar to the Samba Dome in Brazil or the Trinidad venues they have?
Me answer that. All right? I think Junkanoo is not outgrowing Bay Street. Look at a New Year's morning. Bleachers are empty. We don't grow it. Because if we did, New Year's was going to be just as full as Boxing Day.
So our
Now,
product is flawed then.
now
You
you
go
see.
on, you go on, you
Now
go
you
on,
see
you
where
go on,
I
you go
going,
on, you
right?
go on.
No, man, good, right? Because Boxing Day. I mean, but granted, will all Bohemians come home from abroad for Christmas, and we gotta go to Junkanoo, right? So then bleachers foot, right? So everybody hype. We want to see our team, and you know what I mean. So we coming out, and we want to see them rush. Now, here's the thing: our product on New Year's, Junkanoo as a whole, it isn't as dominant as what we present on Boxing Day, right? Case in point. And this is why I feel some changes with the landscape might need to take place. Now, this is just my view, not Janet's view. This is Nate's view. All right? We have 2 major parades within a week. All right? Nowhere else in the world that happens. All right? Now, since the majority rule, that's the holiday in January, came into place, right? This is my personal view on where I think Junkanoo need to go. Keep Boxing Day as our main showdown. Like, yeah, we could break down the place. Like, yeah, we coming for all of this cash prize, all right? Pony up all of the money, all right? Now, with majority rule thing, and then from there, we need to establish a true festival, a true Junkanoo festival that runs from Boxing Day straight up to majority rule. And we come up with a different concept on majority rule, right? Like leading up to that holiday, a different concept in which we could still display the Junkanoo art form in its purest whatever, all right? I mean, that's just a concept like that I have, but I don't think personally we have outgrown Bay Street as yet. Now, given the fact that some of the lead costumes, not some, the majority of the lead costumes, you know, they like 50 foot long, 30 foot in the air, you know, I mean, those are like the main things that we battling with getting down the road, you know what I mean? The step downs and the leads. But everything else besides that, no man, we pretty good because the average size group on Boxing Day is roughly like between 375 to 400.
That's a big group.
Right, like that's a big group. Like that's Saxon and Valley kind of numbers. Like on a Boxing Day. All right?
One family.
All right, and one family, right? And the other groups, they hovering around say 280, 300, and 260. See what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna no grow that space yet. Now, if we talking as far as like the bleachers, like I say, we still need to go and fill them up a little bit more.
Well, after talking with the chairman from the JCMP last week, he said the reason why numbers at New Year's Junkanoo are down is one, a lot of people go to church, and after church, they ain't in that frame of mind of Junkanoo, they in that frame of mind of church.
I deal with family.
How long Junkanoo been happening on the New Year's?
From time immemorial.
King Archie was armor.
I don't want to give it a run now, but he was live here on the show last week, you know. We could pull up the screen from last week and you could listen to what he said. And that's one of the main things he said. That's why the numbers are down on New Year's morning.
I think we do a poor job, Mark.
No, I think
And that was amazing. That's what I was thinking.
that's the problem I personally have. Right?
We do a poor job marketing.
I'm one of the persons who was helping to market my Junkanoo group.
Yeah.
Right? And it came as a surprise to a lot of Junkanooers that, hey, I mean, dog, you all over the place, man. Every wake up, I see you all, whatever the case may be. And that's for one Junkanoo group. I say, in my entire life, I never seen no ad campaign to advertise Junkanoo yet.
To the world.
And you wanted, but you wanted to sell.
Yeah.
Who was selling? Don't advertise. That don't even make sense to me.
I've always said it, and I've always got backlash for it. I've always said that I think that when it comes to marketing Junkanoo, there is none.
But even locally,
Even to the
there
locals,
is no marketing on a local level, none.
Wait, Christmas time?
Wait, so John.
Christmas time, a jingle. I hear on Zed, when I used to watch Zed, the only thing is, tell me Christmas coming, remember the old Morris commercial, and the little man winking at me? You know what I mean? Certain names when I hear, and John will have a commercial, whatever the case may be. We need our commercial. Junkanoo coming. Tickets on sale.
Yeah. You know, I mean, none.
Wait, look here. Junkanoo supposed to be such a staple in this little country, boss. When you get on bounds and you open the book and I'm like most airlines, when you open the books and you get in a certain places, when you look at that, you be like, whoa. I just go online when I traveling, boss. I go online. I be in Detroit the other day. I go online. What's happening in Detroit in December? And they give me everything would line up. I mean, what happened in Detroit between June, so and so and so and so.
Right.
Give me everything would line up in that city for that period of time.
For the whole year.
This concert going on, that concert
And guess what that
going
does?
on.
That allow you time to plan what you got to do.
So when
You know what
go,
coming?
when you go online, you're supposed to be able to see by
See what's happening?
auction day, Junkanoo, so and so time, Bay Street, so and so time, New Year's, Junkanoo, so and so time. You could even liaison. Now groups have practices on this so and so night if you want to go so and so by so and so.
Yeah.
So all you do is you call Genesis. I'm putting together calendar events for my website for the Bahamas. I'd like to know how your practice schedules are running for November, December. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, you call every Junkanoo to get that information. When you print ready. You have any events that might you'd like probably guests might be interested in? Bam, bam, okay, yeah, you have it on it. Okay, I'm gonna put that in. And you get all these things, pump. When the guests roll up on the website, you blow away. Boy, I got plenty things to do. I can go here, I can go here. You can start to choose what you want to do.
But watch this though, right? And guess what? We missing the boat. Literally, we missing the boat. All of those ships come in port for New Year's morning, right? Where we see all the tourists standing on the side of the barricade, right?
That's
right?
it.
So
and when people leave, they just jump on the seat
for free,
for free,
right?
And you can just charge them.
Boom.
When people then go home, but you can charge them, you still can sell a seat box.
Right? So
vacant.
Why don't we take advantage of those cruise ship passengers, right?
Yeah.
Like probably sell the pockets like to the cruise ship, because all of them is be all over the barricades and picking up your hat off the ground and walking off.
It's still boil down to advertising.
Yeah.
Because if you had the little flyers and your pamphlets on, because when I go on a cruise, I see when I go to the information desk, I see all kind of tours and stuff going on. If I know Junkanoo, I could go online or whatever the case may be, a cruise ship desk, go in there, little computer center or whatever. I could buy my tickets, and when I reach the port, I straight.
Yeah. And just show my phone, my barcode there, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, and
it ain't difficult.
We just make things complicated. We just make easy things complicated.
So instead of depending on the locals, who sometimes may have to make a decision that, look here, I ain't getting a church for Christmas, but I can go to church New Year's or whatever the case may be, and I get a boxing, but I ain't getting New Year's, I'll go to second lap. You have the tourists who come on the vacation.
And who can fill them same seats.
Man, one cruise ship could fill the bleachers.
One shot.
Are we marketing?
Hotel guests.
That's why they're still
how much hotel guests here?
Have you ever seen a Junkanoo flyer? Ever? Promoting Junkanoo? Or telling you how much the tickets cost and where you can get them?
I think the first time they had an actual Junkanoo billboard was for Junkanoo last year was the first time.
Yeah, we had Junkanoo billboards last year.
And that was a total success.
I mean,
but it's nothing for Boxing Day and New Year's. Nothing.
We got a market.
If
we want to go to the next level, we got a market.
I've been marketing all over Bahamas, boss. You see when the Spirit them fly, they be marketing all kind of football team, whole eagle on the plane,
look here.
Steel on the plane.
When Carnival ain't for me personally. I don't knock the people who do Carnival. You want Carnival shirt? You ain't even got to find out where you get a shirt from. Carnival shirt, rest across the plane. You marching the whole month of November, December, whatever the case may be. Every group get an opportunity to put their shirt on the plane. You got a shirt.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And what you put on that shirt is all the information.
What they did to us with Carnival was just ludicrous.
You see?
Ludicrous, crazy, just ridiculous. We already had a product, and we didn't even think of trying to move that product forward. We just say, okay, we just bring something completely different, that's completely new, and let's go with that.
See,
we just sit down and say nothing.
The thing about it is, we saying that something ain't working, and we ain't giving it a fair shot, to blow up for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We changing a lot of things in Junkanoo. Ain't nobody asking us to change nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of the indigenous things that we use in Junkanoo materials, our techniques, or whatever the case may be, people still in all these things.
Yeah.
And their opinion ain't change of it.
No.
But we just change it every year.
We try to find a new way to make it easy for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I applaud, like, let me tell you something. The fellas putting the wheels on the costume or whatever the case may be, it's one issue
I
that
think that's a detriment to Junkanoo.
I say made the costume smaller.
That's all.
Personally, Junkanoo to me, Junkanoo is in the air. It's movement. When I pull in flow.
Boy, when a dude used to come around and spin a big costume around, boy, that used to be, boy, you saw your man. That right there,
Left and right.
that used to freak out
You
guests.
can't
boy.
even go left
Boy,
and right no more. You can go
one man
forward.
spinning that big costume up and down around the road like that.
That's a
One
real
man.
360.
Yeah, but see, think about it, that's where the materials come in play. In terms
Yeah,
of what we
shoes
can
light
use,
weight.
like exactly,
Shoes light
because a lot of the
material.
brothers who used to lift them big costume now, they all get back problem.
Yeah, but all it is by technology allow us to do so much things now, but we ain't using it, boss.
Aha.
Yeah.
But you saw them man. You them niggas is half arm a kite, boy. Only but lightest is my boss. You niggas get big costume must weigh but 6 pounds. If nigga can build you a bicycle weigh 1 pound, boss.
Hey, boss, you put 100-pound decoration on top of it.
Hey, dude build you a racing bike that weigh probably 5 pound max. Everything. Why you think he can't build you one costume?
Because you want to put 200-pound decoration on it.
All the material you using.
The brothers say they want to express themselves. Now the costumes getting bigger. A lot of times, Papara.
You get a bigger costume, big and heavier
The costumes that you
Yeah.
say, boy, but that was a dangerous costume. Which growing up, that was so big. You look at that costume today.
Yeah,
it's
but that's a
little
step down.
the baby costume,
Step
boy.
down.
Step down.
You know what I mean?
Step down.
One of
Most
the-
lead costumes was
One
step down.
one of the most memorable costumes in my lifetime, but nobody who stole the tarts.
Oh,
Hey, look back and see how big that costume really was. That's a little boy today,
and it was
man.
a flat back.
You know what I mean?
And it was a flat back. They bought a flat back.
Like I tell you, boy.
Who stole the darts?
Like I tell you, boy. It's just
All it was
materials.
one castle
It's
and
just
everything was
materials.
refurbished.
Yeah.
If we just judgment change our mindset on certain things, but we can change the game, boss. You judgment building costume with all these big heavy steel and aluminum rods, when you could probably find some fiber, there's some fiber that, some telescopic poles and all these different type things for light and thing. Niggas go fishing. Niggas go fishing. Fishing pole, however your fishing pole is, and how much weight a fishing pole could hold.
See, that type of ingenuity and that type of injection of new materials in Junkanoo to help make our job easier as far as the engineering is concerned, I am all for it.
You see?
But for me personally, like the pacing and certain things like that, there's another message, there's another whole thing behind that. Why I feel it's so important to Junkanoo, because it's teaching brothers the stickability, teaching them that discipline, that time management.
The way that your costume is in your frame.
Yeah, it's the heaviest part of your costume.
My point. So if you can get that light, then what? You see my point? You see what I saying? Unless you're boicing it up. Like I tell those baby, you space get you ain't boicing up your costume with a bunch of tricks, boy. I sit here and sit down for mad hours to put all this detail in this costume. You think I can go boice this up with some stones and
The vast majority, I ain't say all, the vast
so
majority of brothers who's
only thing I used to
base.
wait, I used to glitter streak and feather, boy. I need no stone. That's what I used to put on my dance, a glitter streak and feather.
But I want you to believe it going back to that now, believe it.
Streak and feather, boss.
You look at the cowbell shaker costume from 96 to about maybe 05, 07.
Yeah.
We darting right up. Nah, everyone just pacing and streaking clean your feathering.
That's it. Yeah. Why you can kill it? And half of the time the decoration changed the whole look of your costume because you knock out all them lines and make your costume so different, boss.
But see, it was a phase.
take out all the
That's all that was, is a
Take out
phase.
all the details,
All that's a
boss.
phase. You look like a blur coming on Bay
You
Street.
see?
We ask this question most of our guests, and you guys are no other. You special to us. If you were in charge of JCNB, I know you remember the JCNB.
Yeah.
If you were in charge of JCNB,
We asked the chairman that
we
last
asked
week.
him that. We asked him too.
He in charge.
What would
We
you do
asked him to
differently?
be
What would you do
everywhere.
different? What would you do differently, or what would you implement to make Junkanoo better today?
All right. The processes that are in place, I think are pretty good and pretty sound. All right, because I listened to, not listened, but I watched a part of a show last week. I didn't watch it in its full entirety, right? But I caught the part where he was saying that, how the voting process and stuff like that takes place with the committees, and it comes back, to the general body before any decision as such is made and stuff like that, right? So that part is sound. At this particular time, to say what to change to move forward, boy.
And what would you do
really
differently?
know.
Not necessarily change what's in place. What would you do differently?
What would I do differently?
Or what would you implement?
What would I implement?
Just to make it better. Just
I know, I
yeah,
gotta think about that one. Gotta think about that. Gotta think about that little bit.
Well, for me, I gave this some thought. I always believe that everyone have a role to play in the development of anything that means anything to the people. There are pros and cons. There are things I like, the things I don't like about how things are running in JCNP, but I got to be able to accept all these things together. And for me personally, I would like to see a day when all groups have to organize themselves to a certain level in order to be a part of that association, so that when the government implements certain things or grants you property and certain rights to do certain things in the organization, that like all the groups are accountable and everything is streamlined, all your books and everything in order. You run it like a real business, because that's where it's going. We can't run from that. If we want Junkanoo to go to the next level, that's what we have to become. And we got to help these groups to get to that level. We ain't like you changing the product, you know. Fellas still loving, they doing their shark thing, whatever, they still enjoying Junkanoo the same way. But at the end of the day, if we can move the wheels in this whole thing called Junkanoo and get us to the next level, we got to organize ourselves a little better.
In other words, running like a business.
We got to run it like a business.
It is a business.
But it costing business. It
Business
costing
dollars.
real business dollars. Yes.
But most people run like a penny shop, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we need
Cost
3
of
roads,
big
4 roads,
business,
down
dog.
road.
Running like a big business, boss.
You have to do that in order to get to the next level. And that's what I really want to see Junkanoo.
And when you say the next level, what is the next level? What level do we want to go to? Get to?
For me personally, I like to see a level, because I'm good in Junkanoo. Talk class could pace into the ground or whatever the case may be. He shouldn't have to go find another job if that's what he really good at.
Right.
We should be manufacturing. We should have products in place. We should have, and our government should be able to work along with us to build the audience to buy these things from us. But we got to organize ourselves. We can't depend on the government to keep doing this.
You come to the Bahamas, but you buying a product wasn't made in China.
Yeah.
How much times you go elsewhere in the world and see a product made in the Bahamas? Like everywhere.
You see what I said?
Sure.
So that's what you want to see. When you look at a product and say made in the Bahamas now, are we talking?
Yeah. But when I think of next level, right? I want to see Junkanoo get back on the international scene the way it was back in the day. All right, because really and truly, I mean, there aren't much shows or groups like leaving the island like how it used to be.
Junkanoo Commandos, Bravos and Fry.
Right.
You guys did for
Colors.
Colors Entertainment.
But the
But
shows
not on the
is nice,
grand-
man. But they gotta
right.
be for a purpose, man.
Right.
Gotta be a message behind that.
But see, too, but not on the grand scale. Like,
But they do it used to go to
remember when we been
Smithsonian
to
and all
Edmonton
them
back in
different
2001 at the World Games, right? Like these major world events where Junkanoo could be showcased and the world at large can really view and see this thing for what it is.
So how?
I mean, so the small shows and stuff, I mean, they fine, like he said. But that big grand stage, Smithsonian,
How do we get
Edmonton.
back?
Papa, let me show you something. When we used to go on them Junkanoo shows, right? Junkanoo used to dominate, break up the place. They had to put us last because nothing could happen after Junkanoo. You see what I'm saying? But if we had someone out there on the mic, this is Junkanoo, this is what we do in the Bahamas, and all the time you can pick up your pamphlet or whatever when you go in, when you buy a ticket, you read up on us. You know what I mean? This is where you can buy a ticket for this.
Yeah.
Man,
When it's held,
That's a
just
website.
like
you gotta be a little bit smarter in how you market this thing, because these fellas then put this big production on for you. Let's use this to get these people here.
Yeah.
It's a waste if you go there and ain't nobody coming back.
Yeah, you just getting there to rush.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. You coming back with, boss. Like they used to tell people, they send people around the world at these cultural events or fact finding. If you want to see more, you can check us out on our Facebook page, or you can check our YouTube channel if you want to watch more now, if you're interested in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just leave a little note
Yeah.
with your little Bob and I leave that at a little CD of Junkanoo music.
That's major.
So you
And
market it?
You
I'll be
marketing.
marketing myself. So when I leave, they get a Jane and Shake, a Judgment Junkanoo CD. You got basically information on how you can get more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You see what I said?
So imagine we do it on a larger scale.
And now you do it on a larger scale. So, and every city I touch, somebody get a Jan and shake.
So someone walking around with your shit right now.
Right now,
Yeah.
brand new Jan and shake. Every city
Wow.
I been to. Every time I travel, I leave one.
Oh,
Just like that.
and speaking of shirts and marketing, we'd like to thank Mr. Owen Stubbs. He's the designer of our
Our
logo. actually.
logo.
Wow, that's
I,
years
I,
ago.
lo- I, even though it take 2 years,
Oh,
you know, I
Lord.
had to put him on blast and that, but it come on pump up, you know what I mean?
And we still busting it up.
Yeah, we still ring on.
Still biking.
We still line up.
We appreciate
Yeah.
this.
You see
No
what I
problem,
said?
man. Everyone got to do their part.
Yeah, boss.
You
You
know.
see?
And in closing, or nothing else.
We touched about that. Anyway, what's going on, man? How Genesis looking this year? You know that's what everybody would know.
No, we
Everybody
looking
say,
good.
man, y'all small, this parade, and bugger. Like you still like us, boy, look here, boy. See us today, see I'm up, but it's a high parade.
Papa,
I
when-
can
when-
tell you
when-
one
when-
thing but small. I can tell you one thing but small.
Small, all this give good music.
Small is powerful, big man.
bro,
Because everybody got
bro,
holy weight.
for the past couple of parades, if you ain't really been checking, look at your eligibility card. The smallest backline in brass been winning music
One
straight through.
One family, for example,
Yeah.
the smallest backline in Junkanoo. It doesn't
But
matter.
they ain't the biggest,
No.
but they powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Because every man got to
Yeah.
carry his weight. Ain't nobody. I can't rely on you to decide me to carry because I carry my drum instead of beating my drum.
Yeah,
There's a
man.
difference, you know.
Like I said, most of the people in these major groups just there, the judgment say it's affiliated with these groups, so they ain't really putting in that weight.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I
But
mean?
you
So you there to make up the number. You ain't there to put on no judgment. You ain't there to put on no judgment. You ain't no sound coming with your instrument.
But like he said earlier, a lot of groups don't even rush anymore. It's like we putting on an entertainment, like a show.
Yo.
We've evolved from rushing. I would say only one, maybe two groups in Junkanoo really rushed out. Everybody else put on a show. It's all entertainment.
See, let me tell you something. My organization, we are doing very well right now.
Yeah.
All right. Now, granted, our presentation on the street parades, a little Labor Day, Independence, whatever the case may be.
But
You
that's
may not,
exactly what it is,
you know,
a street parade.
you're looking at the music section, the
What
group
we call
for the
it?
most part.
What do we call it?
I ain't telling the full story. of everything that's going
What
on.
do we call them? Off parade.
Off parade.
Okay, all right then.
No.
What else to say?
They practice, man.
When the fellas start getting engaged and you line up on Bay Street, it's a different story.
Yeah.
We be ready. Trust me. You know.
Like Mr. Cooper always used to tell those. He used to come to Mr. Cooper to the shock while see what he get, you know. And he always used to say, those say, boss, you know, Ross, them playing all kind of foolishness and thing, boss. Mr. Cooper used to say, all right then, boss. All right. And every week they come, they say the same thing. Boss, look here, boss. Boxing in the morning. And niggas line up boxing in the morning. And he walking about there. And them niggas roll over. Current. He ain't care what happened to practice 6 months ago, 2 months ago, last week. My boy, when you reach downtown,
Get on.
that's when the dance start.
Let me tell you
Please
something.
tell people that, my boy, and what happening before boxing day morning, man. Everybody can, whoa. By half of the time, I used to laugh by those being like, well, this Ross is garbage. By half of the time, those garbage before you reach the grip. And them dudes line up, and that, they're not setting that basically the element, but it's like a total 360, boy. Let's be a total 360 turn around. And then those boys off, you're like, wait, I them niggas who practiced last week.
Yo.
Mom,
You know what I mean?
we been our group been like that for the past couple of years.
See what I saying?
You see what I'm saying? But
So I tell people I don't judge from practice and things. I don't even check, boss. I like that. Those come running on with all these niggas talking about all the guys here. Like, so them on. Everybody, see, that's what we as Junkanoos fail to understand. We fail to understand. Everybody need the judgment, mind their own business, boss. If you use the balance, mind the balance business. If you use the drummer, mind the drummer's business. Why if you use the drummer, you in the brass business? Or you in the bella business? But you saw your man. Once you do what you supposed to do, let me do what I supposed to do. Every man stand for himself. So your man. When that come together, if everybody, right, when that come together, you ain't get no other choice but to be right as a group. But you got to start with you.
Yeah.
See, too much people just be worrying about what going on down here and what going on around here. I don't know why what going on around there, boy, but what you doing, make sure your craft to the top of the level. So when you go, ain't no judgment walk about. So now you go downtown, them dudes who is round about all week, all year, judgment on top of things, and your thing is garbage.
That's happening.
You see what I saying?
Yeah.
Come on, so worry about you, man. Don't worry about the rest of the people. Worry about you.
We'll definitely be there.
You see what I
You
saying?
know what I mean? And it would be remiss of me not to say hats off to our chairman and our vice chairman,
Yeah, man.
Sean Ali and Corey Taylor. They've been doing a tremendous job. These some real hands-on brothers.
Yeah.
Amen. They ain't coming to make the speech and disappear.
Yeah,
These brothers
yeah.
in the shark billing and
Yeah, man,
pays and they rushing.
That's what leaders do, boss. Leaders
You know what I
lead.
mean? And our sponsors, if I just you
You
gotta plug.
We get about
Oh,
5
man,
minutes.
you
We
know,
get about 5 minutes.
we got our title sponsor Build Small and we got Florida Natural and the Flying Dutchman and Bluebird and FYP and the Tile King and all our other contributors, who make this thing happen. No man, don't worry about that, man.
I only asked him, I like spirits, so I had to ask.
They get a flying
people,
Dutchman,
man.
boss. They get spirits there too.
People buying into the vision, it coming.
They
And then we have a lot of stores and other businesses who come on board with our membership discount program that are giving our members discounts.
Discounts, boss.
Yeah, man, you're giving the people a break off life.
Yeah, boss.
Yeah, it gotta be more than just getting the Bay Street.
Yeah,
You
that's
complain
all.
all the time, you ain't getting nothing. At least you carry your card and get some of your little back to school.
Tell them about the member who got a card, went to one of the discount places. Man, she done capitalize on her dues like 3-4 times in return.
Bro, I go on, right? Shout out to the paying place. Thanks for your contribution and paying a part of our program. I pay my dues like on Thursday. I go on to buy my paint Saturday. Man, my discount to them, then cover my dues. One shot.
One shot.
See that?
Life.
And that's how life is. Yep.
It's life, boss.
And in other news, I just want to put a shout out there for the One Family Junkanoo Community Organization. They're having their Market Street, Old City Market parking lot. Fun begins at 3 p.m., rush out at 6 p.m. Music, food, face painting prizes, boxing castle, school supplies, and the highest GPA grand prize.
I only need one big white rubber, boss.
That's awesome.
And in other news, we also have this new event that's popped up now. It's called the Collect Jam Fest.
I want to ask you faster there.
This will be replacing the other event they used to have, which used to be called
What, the Fan Fest?
Fan Fest.
Okay.
So it's now called Jam Fest. Or
Jam?
Collect Jam.
Collect jam.
And it starts,
Collect jam.
And it also starts this Saturday.
It called collect jam.
Collect Jam. I guess that's important.
Alright. I don't know.
Okay, and the lineup for this week is...
How much they getting paid, man?
I do not have the
I
information.
just want to know. But I want y'all believe it.
But maybe ask our Genesis friends if you know how much contribution they get.
You know, I used to get offended when you started to ride jumping on there, but I used to get dead, man.
You get offended when they call a particular corporate sponsor name on there. You get mad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
this is
y'all
lineup.
be above together, boss. Don't railroad and ride us, boss.
Well, this is lineup, and I'm glad to see they now including the B groups. This is before it used to be an exclusive A group
Yeah,
situation.
it run the thing.
So it starts with it doesn't have a time. It starts on the 25th, and it starts with Colors Entertainment, Roots, Body of Christ, Crusaders, which a lot of people get mixed up. Body of Christ is the Crusaders. They get too much names. Genesis, you guys. The Original Congos, Music Makers, Conquers for Christ, Saxon Superstars, and Red Land Soldiers. And that is the lineup for the 25th. The lineup for the following month will be an addition, a different group, set of groups, correct?
Yeah.
So each week will be a different set of groups.
No.
But
No?
No. It's once in August, once in September, once in October.
Right.
Okay.
So
Right.
this lineup is for just August.
Right, that's just for August.
Right. So
yeah.
the September lineup will be completely different.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's what he said.
Right. Okay. And you guys, Genesis, you can't miss out on Genesis. Get well soon to Terrence Brown and Perry Taylor.
Yeah, man.
I used to work with Perry Taylor.
Boy, you look at
Perry them.
I teach Perry
Or-
how to pace.
I used to like.
That's a joke.
Hey,
Perry's
and Perry them did a lead costume. I used to laugh because of the way they used to organize, they used to operate. one brother on this side, the next brother on this side, they ain't facing nothing the same.
No.
He running his own operation on this side, next brother running his own operation. So we got a bodybuilder on this side, the bodybuilder on this side. This bodybuilder totally different from this bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He put the knee colors, he put the knee colors.
Yeah.
and that used to be so unique when they face it. I used to smile when I see it.
And they have a third brother.
Yeah.
Who just decorate.
Yeah.
Man, look at these brothers, so they dangerous.
Yeah, man, they
That
organized.
costume last year, I look at the costume.
They
I say,
organized, they real Junkanoo.
25th is a hot day.
Hot day,
Also,
man.
another announcement, the Bomb Squad Genesis.
Yeah,
These
that's our
guys are
brass
good.
section.
Bomb squad,
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah, man, it's a brass.
And
The brass.
see why
Bomb squad.
The bomb squad.
See why them Genesis? They
You
have a
better
car
watch out
wash.
for they call them people.
They can't even call people from New York.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Bomb Squad is having a car wash fundraiser Saturday, the 25th once
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Location, thank you very much, because you know I can't see. Independence Roundabout. What's that?
That's at Rubus.
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 Oh.
That's right next. That's right next.
The town
Town
center mall. Yeah.
The Rubus right down the roundabout.
They don't roundabout.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. With the big
We're
chicken
crossing over
in
from
there.
Air
Rubus, AF Adley.
Roundabout.
By Air Fadley.
Yeah, so what's going on by the big chicken there,
Yeah,
boss?
I you forget the chicken.
Don't fool me. When you say Independence Roundabout, I think with the Independence Roundabout, I have the word Independence on it. I can take it. Teachers Credit Union over here.
Yeah.
You got AID
I know
Place
you
Crossing.
talking
And ain't no
Boy, wait,
Rubus
we get
roundabout.
plenty roundabout here.
So that's just, okay, that's a trophy.
But that's the roundabout there.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So this is actually by the town center mall, the Rubus crossroad
Right.
from Air Valley School,
Yeah.
Russell
Yeah.
Cross Road,
Yeah.
and BAF at the next junction.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Boom! So now we know exactly what we're talking about.
Wow.
So
Yeah, man,
this
bring them
squad-
cars, man. The brothers, they ready to
Bring,
wait.
bring a dusty mobile.
I bring my truck, but y'all may charge me $100, but
And I see Bomb Squad got something in the corner here, and I just want to read this for the people because I think this means a lot. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, man.
whatever it
Powerful.
takes.
The brothers
Powerful.
believe in it,
And
man.
on the next side is hashtag believe.
They gotta
It's
believe.
powerful. So for all those groups out there who crying, oh, ain't nobody checking first, oh, ain't nobody. Car wash, stakeout,
But you got a whole ride.
practice,
But you
Yeah,
got a whole
that's
ride. you know.
everything,
Extreme
anything
Fridays.
you can do to make money.
You gotta do it. Self-sustaining.
And I want to, several things I'm very proud of Genesis for, and I'm just going to read this real quick before you leave. The mere fact that you guys had the balls, and I said the balls on there, you had the balls to have practice on a different day from everybody else. You know why? Because I believe every major group is supposed to have a practice on a different day,
Yeah.
accompanied by a B group. And by doing that, we all win. So if you guys can partner with a B group, when you're taking your break, the B group practice.
Practice.
And it's a continuous event.
That's a good idea.
Now, the only problem is we need our own venue so we can charge people a little dollar to get in. Then we can really maximize the money. But that's just me. And that's my little 5 cents. And I can leave one of them. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? And then we can get out of here.
Like, yeah. You know, it's that time. So we come in the bay. We can do our thing, you know. A lot of talk in the market, but we all know how Junkanoo is. Junkanoo is 90% talk and 10% when you reach on bait. All right? So, you know,
It's plain talk, now.
plenty talk.
Plain talk.
Plenty talk in the market.
Trailer talk.
You know what I mean? But, you know, we'll see y'all when you get to Bay Street and the chips will fall where they may.
Run the thing.
Boom.
Man, I mean, personally, I'd like to thank all the entire Junkanoo community for putting on such a beautiful product that we have in our culture, which is Junkanoo. I'd like to thank my group members and all the persons who have been there with us through thick and thin. It's been a challenging road. It's been an enjoyable journey as well, you know, and we here for the long haul.
Troy coming in the morning.
That's it. Just put in your work, do what you gotta do, and we'll be successful. I'd like to thank everybody who was out there sacrificing and who made a contribution to helping the machinery work. All right, that's coming from me, and I'm sure the chairman of our organization, Mr. Sean Adley, and our vice chairman, Corey, and all the steering committee share the same sentiment. And we look forward to seeing you guys on Bay Street in the next couple of months.
I'm the current now. You're all current now. I'll go. You ain't got nothing else to say, Father.
Ain't done. Your turn.
You done it.
Yeah. Sponsors?
Man, stop
Closing
playing,
thoughts?
man. Yo, no, I got something to say before I go, but y'all better stop playing, yeah? Anyway, I forget what I should say, man.
Kind of big laugh.
Yeah, but we proudly sponsored here by y'all for friends of us. Like I say, boy, see how much people and up there you see blazing with the BC Belgium in the high, and you ain't paying them to use the spot, so we like to tell Y'all some of friends and guests allowing us to use this space each and every Sunday in a cool environment, my boy, because we could have been outside sweating.
Nice drinks.
And a nice drink, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know how to take y'all some monkey time and the whole nine. Like I say, yeah, this is where every day is Friday except Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. They're the days we're closed. Every day after that is Friday. So you can feel like Friday every day after that and come here and get let off. Don't worry but wake. Wake will take care of itself. You know how to take it. They're also sponsored by Party Crashers. Like I say, you could crash your party if you want us. Or any event you have. We have the best mixed drinks in the world. If you want to light up your party, why buy a case of beer when you can buy a gallon of gas? Huh?
A gallon of
A
gas.
gallon of gas can carry you fired on a case of beer. And have everybody sweet. Line up the thing, my youth. You can check Party Crashers on Facebook, Party Crashers 242. Gas Up is on Facebook as well as Gas Up. Party Crashers on Instagram. Crashers 242. What else? That's all.
Oh, y'all crashing everything.
We supposed to crash everything, boss.
You put a plug in for your company.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, what?
No,
but your company,
your
boy.
company. What you do?
What
Who,
you
me?
do?
Yeah.
Oh, Fusion Graphics? Yeah, man, you know, Fusion Graphics, you gotta get the hook up, man.
Yeah,
Graphic
man.
design, we print, design everything. Everything and anything.
But I trying to see if, I don't know if they call the price yet of this little bubbler, but because if they call the price maybe when I want to wrap this bubbler oil, I want this bubbler crash right up with wrappers and things that
Man, bring that through.
I need all kind of bottles and things. Look, the bottles look like they crashing and all.
Wow.
The whole nine. You see what I saying? So I win this little box card. That's what I call them little cube, they box card. I went on them little bus car, they just wrap the boy up, put some big rock crash bars around the boy. Well, some big boys, because you know they can't take much. You see what I saying? We're also sponsored by Natty Lip Productions. If you want drone shots, commercials, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, hour.
Our commercials.
That's when you know you get that ball play, boy. You see what I say, man, you know, time to be playing, but we can do whatever you want to do. Even if you just want to shoot a photo from somewhere from a drone shot. You know what I mean? You might be on a photo shoot and you want to get one from high up in the sky. We can line you up with that. You know what I mean? All kind of sceneries if you want to take.
And let them know, Natty Lip is also the
He's
producer of the
live stream.
Junkanoo
Anytime we get live stream, Junkanoo coming from all your events. Natty Lip Productions, my boy. Line up the thing. We also sponsored by Junkanoo, the latest and newest version of Junkanoo Paparazzi. Come line up yourself, get yourself your photos and things. Support who support you, my boy. Don't look for me to take your picture if you ain't paying. No long talk. You got to stop beating around the bush with these guys. They believe these things is move on air, boss. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, so that's all going on for today. We can be here next week for another special edition of Double Rock, where we just be rock your skull wide open with pure information, you know how the thing go, and entertainment. Until next week,
Yep.
this yours truly, a.k.a. Top Class, my producer, Mr. Silence.
Paparazzi.
Owen.
Big Nate.
Yeah, we just brought you another special edition of Double Rock. We can see y'all next week for the rock session, daddy. We out here.
Yeah.
Out here. Out here!